show, everyone. You know, I absolutely love my show, and I say that so much on my when I'm here. But the reason why is because I do love it. I love it because of great information for the audience, for the people that are listening. We're also live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. So like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. My first guest has been on with me once before. I have with me Martin Olson, and he is you're a mortgage broker, and you also are with Olson Family Mortgage. I want you to tell everybody first a little bit about yourself. Obviously, we know what you do, but what's going on in the world with mortgages right now?
Oh, thank you. I just want to introduce myself real quick. I'm with Olson Family Mortgage and Equity Smart Home Loans.
Oh, okay.
NMLS is 1963860, and I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that I'm here to assist people that need a mortgage. What I do is exactly that. I have different programs, different products, so I focus on very narrow-minded stuff.
Now, I want to talk about the rates, because that's really important. They are going down,
Right.
and you wanted to talk about that. So let's talk about what's going on with those and what people can do when rates are going lower.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, the rates have been going lower since last year, obviously, or last month, same thing, I guess. And but rates are like gas prices. They go up and down all the time. So that's something you need to understand, or people need to understand, that they fluctuate a lot constantly. And since the rates are coming down, that creates movement in the market. So that way people can afford more homes and also use it as that lower rates to be more financially stable.
Yeah, well, it's a great tool, right? But it's also important. When rates go down, obviously now everybody's going to jump in on it, right? And you want to make sure that you're on top of it so that you can get that house of your dream, right?
Correct.
At that lower rate when you can.
Correct.
Right.
And then you work with your realtors to see what you can shop for. But working with me is I qualify you. I qualify the borrower to make sure they don't go shopping for something they're out of their league, but they can shop and be happy with that process.
I think that's a very important point, because it used to be a long time ago that you would go looking for a home, and then you maybe find a home, and then you would call a mortgage broker. Well, now it's the opposite. You really need to get qualified first, because you don't want to waste anybody's time, especially your own, because you want to know what can you afford, correct?
Correct. You actually have a good plan as far as when you have a pre-qualification, pre-approval. There's different aspects of that. And when you know what you want, you can confidently make a bid on a house. What if somebody comes in and makes an outrageous bid that they can't afford, and then there's time wasted with that offer. They accept that offer, but they can't qualify. So you do want to have qualifications in place.
Now, is this a good time for people to be buying? I know that it's the lower rates, so yes, of course. But, a lot of people are worried about the market and what's going on with that. So tell me about what your thoughts are with that.
Well, what happened with when the lower rates came up about the talks, and it actually happened, it created an inventory in the marketplace. So what means with that is there's a lot of homes out there available, because now some people are selling their homes that they had equity in the homes, and then from that they can go to a bigger home or even smaller home and maybe pay something off or all their debts off with that equity, and then move into another home that they worked so hard for to build that equity on.
So you do what's called a free mortgage review, and we're also going to open up the lines to the audience like we did last time. So you offer people a $900 appraisal voucher that they get by calling you and working with you. Let's talk about what that is.
Well, this $900 voucher is a lender credit for an appraisal, but it's only for your listeners. So that's something special that I've done.
Oh, thank you.
So basically, you call in and get all the information, so that way we can assist you. Not just saying, hey, you need a mortgage, you need a loan, you get a loan. No, that's not what we are. We see your whole financial picture, And that is what's gonna help you, know what you qualify for. You don't wanna just be on strings trying to make ends meet. You wanna make sure you're comfortable, you're able to financially be stable. So that's what the point of that financial review is. We take a look at, and ask you questions. What are your goals? What are you trying to do with this? Or, are you looking at investing in other properties, or you're looking at staying in this property and getting that going?
It's a free mortgage review. Also, this is a $900 appraisal voucher just for our listeners. So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You can check him out on his website. It's olsonfamilymortgage.com. You can call him direct. His phone number is 623-258-8282, and have that. I think it's great that you do the mortgage review, because that's really going to tell somebody, that's a deep dive into where they're at financially.
Correct.
Right?
Right. You need to afford that home where you're at. You want to be comfortable with your family.
So let's say somebody may or may not, you never know. A lot of people are still renting, and they don't even know that they can, afford a home. They think they can't, but a lot of times they can, correct?
Correct. So a renter, for instance, is, let me give you an example. They're paying $2,400 a month on an apartment. What if they can buy a home for $2,000 a month, or just a little bit over that, and own the home, and they're not paying somebody's mortgage.
Somebody else's mortgage.
Right.
Again, his phone number is 623-258-8282, and he offers our listeners only a $900 appraisal voucher that you get from him. Also, this free mortgage review that comes along with it. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Let's talk about first-time home buyers.
Well, those are wonderful. That's why I like doing this. I like to help first-time home buyers. They are excited. They don't know the process, so that's where the interview comes in place.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a review, it's actually letting them know what are the next steps.
Okay, so what are the next steps?
Well, basically, they call in to get an interview, and then we sit down with them a half an hour to an hour to see where everything's at. We review their financials, and then from that point on, we review what their goals are, so we align everything together and work with that for, a lot of times if they're buying with a realtor, we align with the realtors as well, so they know what they qualify for and what they are looking for. And at that point, we do a pre-qualification and verify all the documents. Request a simple amount of documents, so it's not even that much, but some basic documents that are going to be reviewed and qualified.
But first-time home buyers are so excited. They don't know the process, and the best thing is to learn the process so that you know what you can expect. And you take them and you go through all of that. It's an interview that you go through with them. And he also offers a free mortgage review, as well as for our listeners only, you're getting this $900 appraisal voucher, which is awesome that you can get that from him. And again, it's our listeners only, of course, out there at Facebook land too, because they're listening in on this.
Yeah,
okay.
they're listening.
And so our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Doesn't matter whether you're a first time home buyer or not. The rates are low right now. It's a great time for you to buy. Again, 623-258-8282. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute. Now, 30's different, so
Yeah.
we're going to talk still because we're on Facebook. 'Cause
Okay.
we're not live out there, but
Right,
we're
right,
on.
right.
Okay. So I didn't have that down there, that this is what you want really to be called, the equity.
No, I do.
Doesn't
both.
matter?
It's synonymous,
Okay,
basically.
okay. I just want to make sure because I got so much there,
Yeah.
but I can, I'll for next time.
You can do that. The website is also Family Mortgage, because that's just
It's
directly
okay.
me. And then the Equity Smart is the broker.
Okay.
So like I say, it's synonymous.
I just wanted to know, just so I know.
It's-
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about, I think we should talk about reverse mortgages,
I think that'll be
okay?
good.
And and when we're done, I'll be able to tell you what I think, okay?
Okay.
For when you work with people, let's say, I know you like first-time home buyers, of course. When people, let's say they have, not the greatest, 100%, they find out they can't really afford what they want, or they need to do something in order to maybe buy a home, maybe in 6 months or what have you. Do you work with people like that?
So I do work with people, I actually can tell what's going on with a credit repair, if there's a need of credit repairs. And conventional, just this beginning of the year, they changed the requirements. I don't need to see a FICO score. So
Okay.
that's not part of the guidelines, and you gotta know somebody that knows what they're doing and is always up to date with the guidelines.
Right, well, we'll talk about that after this, because I think that would be something big to talk about, very important.
And then there's also for first-time home buyers, for down payment assistance programs.
Okay,
So that's a good one to do.
see how you can go into it more?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what's going to help them, especially the people that don't have a strong credit,
Mhm.
changing that and reviewing that. So
Okay,
that
we'll
way we
talk
can
about
see
that
what
in a
those
little
steps are.
bit. Right at that, I think it's important to do, to say that. And when I'll explain later.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. So we are talking with Martin Olson, and he is the owner of, well, it's called Olson Family Mortgage, but you're also with Equity Smart. I want to make sure I bring up that again. And at the break, we were talking to Facebook Land. We were talking a little bit about the first home buyers, and I was saying, what happens if somebody's credit isn't 100%, where they would really like to be, or maybe they can't really do that right now, buy a home. You told me something that's really important. Number one, you work with credit repair people.
Correct.
So tell them that.
So basically, I do work with credit repair, but I can actually look at your credit report and know exactly where you've been for the last 10 years. So that's something good to know when you're dealing with somebody that needs some help, because they think they can afford it. But there's ways to do it. There's down payment assistance programs available, and there's renters. We talked about renters a little bit ago. I have some lenders that offer assistance from renters to buyers, and I might be able to get you a credit for that as well, to move into the purchase land versus the rent
Well,
land.
I'll tell you something. I think a lot of people would like to own. They don't think they can, and the only way you're going to find out is to have a consultation and find out truly. He said he could know you all the way from 10 years ago, that what you've been doing is amazing. But it is true. There's also difference between a regular, where you pull somebody's credit score, to a FICO score. FICO's much deeper, I believe.
Correct. So basically, I don't like to pull a hard pull. It scares people, and
Yeah.
I don't really need it to see where everything's up. There's something called a soft credit pull, and that is going to be what's needed for this. It's not going to affect your credit. Maybe it will by 2 points, but not the hard pull. The hard pull is only at the end, when everything's done and qualified, and you found your home and you're ready to go.
Now, his phone number to call direct is 623-258-8282, and he does what's called a mortgage review. It's an interview that you're going to get with him, but he's also going to help you down the line trying to get that mortgage that you're looking to get. Also, for our listeners only, it's a $900 appraisal voucher that you're going to get from him, and our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100, or you can also call him direct. Check him out. It is Olson Family reversemortgage.com. Now, I also want to talk about your reverse mortgages because not a lot of people do those. And it's important to have somebody who knows what they're doing. You actually do specialize in them, so I want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, reverse mortgages is such a unique product that is actually even more fulfilling than the first-time home buyers, to tell you the truth, because you're able to assist somebody that has equity in their home and is able to, like they're retired, for instance, or they want to use that as no payments for their home, or they can actually invest in other items or products that they want to get, and knowing what the guidelines are is a key in that. But beyond that mortgage review, for the reverse mortgage clientele, we do a very specialized training educational, so they understand and they're comfortable with what's going on. Because a lot of people have misconceptions. They say that the government owns your home. That's false. It's not true at all. There's very specifics, and it's a really good feeling helping that clientele.
I think it's a wonderful product myself, and important for, especially for seniors. How old do you have to be? One person has to be.
One person has to be at least 62 years old.
Uh-huh.
And
so they are a tool today. I want to talk about that for a minute because, basically getting yourself in anything into even a mortgage or what have you, they are all basic tools, right? But the reverse mortgage can be used in so many different ways for the homeowner, and people do have a lot of questions about them. Some people think they're bad, but they're different today than they were years ago, correct?
Correct. There's those protections in place, so that way, say you have a marriage and you're in a mortgage and somebody passes away, everyone passes away, but what would happen is the wife or husband or spouse, I guess, would be protected,
Mm-hmm.
and they won't have to be kicked out of the home.
No.
The main requirements really is that they have to live in the home, they have to make their mortgage payment, not mortgage payment, their taxes and the HOA payments.
And I don't remember if I told you the last time that we were on, but my father had a reverse mortgage, and it was in 2010 that he did it.
Oh.
And that's a long time ago. And it was completely different. But guess what? It was great. And he didn't need it. He didn't even need it. And his financial advisor happened to tell him, because when my mother passed away, a lot of people don't remember that along with that goes the Social Security, right?
Right.
And so, he was like, oh, well, this is a little tighter than it was before. And so his financial advisor happened to say, hey, why don't you get a reverse mortgage? It was only there for peace of mind. He never used it. He kept it there. And when, and everything, when he did pass away, was easily taken care of because it was right there.
There's, for instance, one specific product. There's reverse mortgages. There are maybe 5 good products that I like myself. But one of them is like a HELOC, and that HELOC product, it actually increases the value of your equity in the loan. Instead of just paying and not having anything, it builds up the equity. So that as you have it, it grows the loan, because you don't have to pull everything out. So you qualify for, and you pull out 600. Oh, you don't have to pull out 600,000. Say you qualify for 600,000, you only pull out 100,000, pay everything off, but the remaining portion, you're earning interest on that.
Yeah.
And you're not making a monthly mortgage payment because it's already part of the. It's really a wonderful product.
Now, again, his phone number to call direct, and you can call him on any type of a loan that you're looking to get. It just so happens that he does, specialize in reverse mortgages, but first-time home buyers, he absolutely loves them as well as it. Even if you're seasoned, he just want to help you get the home of your dream. He offers a $900 appraisal voucher that comes with a free mortgage review. You can call him direct at 623-258-8282. His website is Olson FamilyMortgage.com. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show to get this information, to get the appraisal also from me. It's for our listeners only at 602-277-5369. What else should people know about? Let's talk, if you want to talk about, the reverse mortgages. What is the number one, myth that they, besides if the bank owns the home?
Well, the bank or the government, the government owns a home. That's what the biggest myth is. The other portion is they're going to lose their home, and they're not going to lose their home.
Yeah.
So
no.
That just doesn't happen, or at least doesn't happen anymore at all. And that misconception is already cleared up. It makes you feel free, peace of mind is what it is.
Absolutely, it absolutely does. I also want to talk about the fact it's beautiful out there today, right?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people just had family in town recently. They had the holidays. They also had New Year's and all that. And they've gone home back to where it's freezing. So a lot of people are saying right now, God, I would really love to live where you live because it's so nice. Maybe you guys should call and have them have a mortgage review and find out what they can get.
You can do, you don't have to buy the home for the mortgage review. You can use the equity, like I mentioned, using the $600,000 equity and buy another home. I'm helping a client right now from church, one of my church groups, and what I'm doing is I analyze what they have. They have enough equity to buy a property up north in Northern California, and they live here, so they're doing a reverse, getting that money and paying cash right out for the home. So there's not even a competition with anybody else.
It's awesome.
So
that'd be nice. And listen, if you're buying up your second home, I'd love to come out there. But honestly, again, what would be your final words for everybody out there, Martin, for people that are looking for a home or doing a reverse mortgage?
Final words really, it's you want to be with someone that knows what they're doing, somebody that's in, I guess, the game or the market, whatever you want to call it, as far as that goes. But if you don't know what they're doing, if like being with a broker, it opens up. Like for instance, I work with 171 banks currently that are in the residential side, and then at that point we have more products that you can think of. Instead of just going to a retail bank that's just one or two or three products that they push, I can figure something out.
And he's got a lot of different rates. And the rates change, you said, every day.
Yeah, it's like gas.
It is. So, you want to have somebody, number one, who's experienced, which Martin is very experienced in all of these, but also you want to have somebody who can get you that best rate. His phone number to call is 623-258-8282. He's offering our listeners that $900 appraisal voucher for our listeners only. Call us here at 602-277-5369. It's Olson, FamilyMortgage.com.